I am going to make turned potatoes, and I'm using a little bird's beak knife for that. I love this knife. I keep it in my kitchen for all kinds of little things. You could use a paring knife if you want. But basically, there's a French restaurant in New York City that I have visited several times, and I always get the sole. And every time I get it, on that plate with that lemony sauce is a little bit of spinach and a potato that looks a little bit like a football. And it's called a turned potato. And by the time you're done with what I'm doing here, you have a bit of a neat potato. Now, this is not the fancy 4-star restaurant in Paris, France, okay? So I'm not making it perfect. I'm just trying to go for the vibe of it all. And that's what it is. And you just take, why would I want to peel all that stuff, you might be asking yourself. Because, I don't know, when you get them right and then you steam them properly and you toss them in a little bit of butter, and they come up next to that delicate fish, and you've got the little soft bite of potato with the delicate fish. It's just kind of amazingly good. Now, I'm putting it in a steamer basket here. This is another little technique that I've learned. And so one of the things I need to do is I need to get some water boiling, which generally I do right off the bat. So I have a pot here, and I'm not just going to throw in a bunch of water, which is what I would do if I'm just boiling potatoes. I actually measure out a good cup of water. No more, no less. And the reason why is the idea that I learned from my friend Sally, and honestly, just about a month ago, I was visiting a place where potatoes grow that are known for their potatoes. So the potatoes are very, very prized in this area. And what she told me is because they're so perfect, her mother taught her that what she does is she steams them in a basket with just enough water with salt. I'm going to put a little bit of salt in there to suck up into the potato and hold that water in there and make it nice and creamy. And I thought, wow, that's so simple. Why haven't I ever thought of that, and does it really make a difference? So I went home and I started playing around, and sure enough, if you have just the right amount of water, and it does, it's like the potatoes hold the steam like a little soft steam bundle, and you cut into it, and the texture's perfect. And that's why I wanted to show you. I not only learned how to make turned potatoes from my favorite French restaurant, but along with this technique that I learned from a friend, I took my little potatoes to new heights. And that's sometimes the way great, simple, wonderful cooking is you take just a few ingredients and you twist up a little technique, and there you have something that just takes the simplest thing and brings out its beauty. All right, to my 1 cup of boiling water, I'm going to put a good sprinkling of salt. That's also going to all absorb into the inside of the potato. Get it on top, put the top on, and it'll take about 20 minutes. Put a timer on. Don't walk away, because that water could go away and you could have a problem. So right here I just have some chive. You basically just pick any herb you like, but don't go too crazy, because you want to keep the very simple, gentle flavor palette we have going. So I have a little bit of chive and just a little bit of fresh parsley. And this is going to be dressed for the potatoes, which have cooked after 20 minutes. You just need to kind of wake up not just the flavor with some freshness from these herbs, but also it looks quite beautiful with them. So I just stick the herbs right here into this bowl, a tablespoon of butter, because those hot potatoes are going to come right into here and it'll melt together. And you want to make sure that they're cooked before you take them out, and by doing just a little, yeah, perfect. It just goes right in and we can see that it's cooked perfectly. And get them right in there. And then just toss it around a little bit. Make sure that everything is coated with butter. Everything's better with butter, just a little bit, not too much. And then lastly, I like to put white pepper in here. And that's because sometimes chefs actually use white pepper because they don't like the look of the black pepper. But I happen to really love the flavor of just the white pepper. And it turns out to really work out well with our dish. Oh, and it smells so good, really, really fragrant. This butter is going to continue to melt, so I'm just going to get these potatoes here in the serving bowl. Get the rest of the herbs on there. That's it. So the potatoes are all ready.